What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Terry's Theories. This is Terry. Hey, I hope everybody had an outstanding Christmas. I know that I did. We got New Year's coming up, so you guys be safe. You're going to parties, don't drink and drive. Don't do dumb stuff. If you're going to be stupid, you got to be tough, but I'm not the one to give out advice. But this video right here is a familiar video. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, a few months back, I did a video on almost the exact same thing. Now, this was uploaded to us by Dimension Zombie. It was uploaded on November 24th, 2019. Now, this takes place in Los Angeles, and the video that I posted took place in El Paso, Texas, and was uploaded on October the 13th, 2019. Now, this object shows a silvery, shiny object extremely high up, and then when the recorder is zoomed in on it, it has something that is spinning or orbiting around this thing. The object is very large in size to be able to be seen from this distance. Now, the object that was recorded in El Paso, Texas, had the exact same thing going on as you see here in your upper right hand corner. Now, what's different about these objects is it's spinning differently on its axis, or whatever you want to call that. What is this object that is spinning around it? Why is it spinning around it? What does it do? Is it Big Brother? Is it us? Is it something that has a function or a purpose? Or is it something else? Those are the questions. Maybe one of you guys have the answer. Lay it on me. Let's talk about it. And let's see if we can figure out what this is. But don't go anywhere. I got other videos of strange and wonderful things that we need to talk about. Alright, so this video comes from a YouTube channel, Upgrade Your Mind. It's very interesting, caught my attention because it reminds me of another video that I like to share as an example of activity, around the moon. That is, unless this is fake, which I hope that it's not. What is going on the moon? I wish I could tell you guys, but there's been so many videos and so much evidence caught by amateur astronomers of activities, of vessels, of things launching or slowing down or turning, around the moon. There's always been speculation of mining facilities or fobs or bases, on the moon. Even during the Apollo missions, there was the supposable contact of them saying they're watching us. They're sitting on the rim of the crater watching us. I don't think that all that's fake. I don't think it's all made up. I think there's something there. Or maybe I just want to believe so badly I'm blinded. I don't know. But I do believe that there's something, there that we cannot see. There's been so much evidence shown, it can't all be pareidolia. But this object is supposedly releasing smaller objects, drones, satellites, smaller vessels. I don't know. But it looks awful familiar to this clip I'm about to show you. Could this be part of the supposable Space Force? I hope so. If they would come forward and say, yeah, we do have, other space vehicles, they would get all kind of support. I would support them. If they would just be honest with us, you get more flies with honey than having to tell, cover stuff up. And, like when you're a kid, you tell one lie, but you have to tell 16 other lies just to cover the first one, and then you forget what you forget your lies, and you get caught up. And NASA has been caught up in stuff, and the best thing about NASA is they just don't have to answer. You can ask them a question, they just don't have to answer if they don't want to, and eventually it'll be forgotten. But here's the next video. This is what I wanted to compare it to. Now, I've shown this many times, but I never get tired of looking at it, and I think it's pretty extraordinary. Of course, unless it's fake, which I hope it's not. I hate CGI when it comes to our field. but the resemblance are, pretty spot on. I mean, you can tell they're a little bit different in shape, but you can tell by the way the moon's curved and where it was in the last video that they're similar. This one's more towards the top of the moon, and I would think that the last one is more like 3/4 of the way up or down, depending on how you look at it, I guess. But do you think that this is part of our, supposable hush hush Space Force secret squirrel mission? Could this be having to do with that? I hope so. I really do. I hope so. They always say that. I've always heard that, where we are right now with our technology, like the government or the higher ups are about 50 years ahead of that, and it's trickled down to the civilian populace. Wonder if the shuttle is just what we see, but they're actually something way, way more cooler than that. We get spoiled watching, the sci-fi, Star Trek, Star Wars, and we're thinking, why can't we be in something like that? Why do we have to be in this flying brick? Why can't we have something more maneuverable? And, they've got to be able to build something more maneuverable than the space shuttle. We have that capability. So why couldn't we build something bigger, something massive to carry hundreds of people on a ship, like a naval ship? Why couldn't we build, it would have to be built on the moon, because we couldn't build something that big and launch it from Earth. It would have to be built on the moon. There would have to be a naval yard on the moon. Maybe that is what these facilities are. Maybe that is why we see all these strange sightings that get covered up by saying it's CGI, it's fake. Maybe it's not fake. Maybe that ship was constructed on the moon and launched. Because what better way to launch a ship or a spaceship is having it already in zero gravity. Like a ship on Earth, is built at the ship docks, and it's slid off into the water. Why not build it on the moon and then slide it off into space? Makes sense to me. Just a theory. Maybe they're not mining facilities. Maybe they're shipyards producing, our Space Force. Wouldn't that be just outstanding? So what do you think about these two videos? These, the one that I've shown several times and the one I just showed you. I think it's pretty interesting, guys. Alright guys, so this next video comes to us from one of our own, Redneck Anomaly. Now, he is fishing. He's on the water, just at sundown. We have the mountains in front of us and off to the left. And what he has in the sky, he thinks is a star, until the star starts to move. What do you believe that this is? I'm not thinking satellite. I don't feel that this is a satellite, and I don't feel that this is a drone. No obvious sounds of helicopters or planes. No sound whatsoever. Dead silent.
I thought this was a star, and then it started moving. And it's going really, really slow. I'll show you how slow it's going. Moving a little faster now. It looked just like a star over top of that mountain, and there was a jet went by. And after it got by, this thing started floating up in the air, or across the sky, one or the other.
Now you can see that a jet just passed over the top of it. So that tells us kind of, what the altitude of this object is. What is it doing? Why is the light so bright?
like to know what that is. Watch how slow. No sound. There's a car way down there, but I'm on the lake. I don't know if you can tell. I'm fishing. Let me see if I can get a better shot. It should have done been over me. It must have stopped a little. Right there is how fast it's moving.
Alright guys, so what do we believe that Red's got here? Give me some examples of what you believe that this is. We know that it's in between the ground and air traffic, so that gives us some kind of idea of the altitude that this object is.
I lost it.
We know that it's emitting a extremely bright light, or it is reflecting sunlight.
Now it's a blink a little. It's not. It's just fading out and coming back.
Could this object be just high enough to catch the last of the sun and reflecting its light? Could it be light reflecting off of a craft surface? Or could it be blinking lights in the sky? Another unexplained phenomenon.
It's almost faded completely out.